Hello, Namaskar, Sasigal and Salam to everyone. Welcome to Captain Classes. So in this video I will be covering a topic of part 2 of RTR exam, and it's a very important topic, and you can see from the title also that this is QFE QNE and QNH. Most of you guys already know what is QNE, QFE and QNH, but still there are so many things I want to explain in this. The definition, I'll cover the definition, when and where we have to switch on or we have to set on the QFE or QNE or QNH, at what position and what after what location. And I'll also go into deep into this, what is the pressure and why this pressure varies. So please stay with me till the end of the video. You'll be getting all these topics, and I'll be covering all this topic and in deep, so that you can understand what is QFE, what is QNE and what is QNH. So first of all, we'll move towards the QFE. Full form of QFE is Query Field Elevation. So what is QFE? This is the aerodrome pressure. What is QFE? QFE is the pressure at the aerodrome. Okay. Now next we will move on to QNE. This is Query Nautical Elevation. So this is the pressure, and if you set this in the altimeter, your altimeter will start reading the flight levels, and basically what we do, we take the pressure datum of 1013.25, which is the pressure at the sea level. At sea level, what is the pressure is, we will take that pressure as a datum. So QNE it is the height of the object or a place from a datum of 1013.25 hectopascal. So if we set this pressure datum, so as you all know that altimeter works on the pressure datum. That means we have to set a pressure datum of that. From this point I have to measure, or you have to measure the vertical distance of an object or the aircraft. The object is nothing here. The altimeter is installed in the aircraft, so it will tell you the distance, vertical distance from that pressure datum. It will tell you the vertical distance from the pressure datum you have selected. So in QNE we will select 1013.25, which is the pressure at the sea level. So generally at cruise levels and at after some level, you have to change it to QNE. So what is QNH? The aerodrome pressure reduced to mean sea level as per the standard atmospheric condition. QNH is Query Nautical Height. So that is QNH. So QNH, if you are setting the QNH and you are landing, and when you will land at the airport, you will read, the altimeter will be reading the elevation of the airport from the mean sea level. So these are the definitions of QFE, QNE and QNH. You can get on the screen also, you will be getting all the definition. You can note down the definition of QFE, QNE and QNH. Now we'll move on to when and where we have to set QNE, QFE and QNH. So now I will tell you that at what time we have to set QFE and what time we have to set QNE and what time we have to set QNH. So we'll discuss about this. We know the definition, we know what actually it displays. So now we'll move on to when we have to set the QFE and QNE and QNH. So first of all, we'll talk about when to set QFE. QFE is generally selected when the aircraft is on ground. It is very simple. The aircraft is on ground and we have selected a pressure datum of the pressure which is actually on the airport. So what will happen if you are at the datum? You will read 0. So in airport, if you have selected QFE on the ground, then what altitude will read? It will read 0. So that is QFE setting. In QFE setting, if you have selected that pressure datum, the altimeter will read 0. Now you have to climb as per this QFE setting, and you'll get the height of the aircraft from the airport elevation. So you know, if you are at suppose 400 feet, so the altimeter will be showing 400 feet. That means you are at 400 feet from the airport. From the airport surface you are at 400 feet. So ATC can easily detect you, okay, you are at 400 feet from so and so distance. So that is very easy. But after reaching one altitude, which is known as transition altitude, I'll explain everything in the board also. I've already made it, but I'll explain that thing afterwards. So after reaching the transition altitude, what we have to do is we have to set the pressure datum of standard sea level pressure, that is 1013.25 hectopascal. So we have to set, as you reach transition altitude, you will select that standard pressure datum, which is 1013.25. Now your altimeter will start reading whatever the altitude it is showing, that is in terms of flight level. So now after transition altitude, you will maintain that particular flight level, whatever is assigned by the ATC or whatever it is in your cruise level. So flight level will be given in terms after crossing your transition altitude. When you are landing, you are about to land, then it comes same like a transition altitude. Now it is a transition level. If you are climbing, you have to cross, you will reach at transition altitude, you have to switch over to QNE setting, where you will get, or you have your altimeter will start giving your altitude in terms of flight level. That means it doesn't say it will be the display will be saying flight level 150, it will be showing 15000, but when we set QNE, when we set altimeter as per QNE settings, then we used to say we are at flight level 150. So as you cross transition altitude, you will be changing from QFE to QNE. Now when coming down again, so there is a altitude, or you can say a term, or you can say a level is known as transition level, and that transition level, that means it is given in terms of flight level. Suppose it is flight level 50, that is a transition level. So at flight level 50, you have to change your altimeter settings to QNH settings, which is provided by ATC, or you can say you can get from the meta reports also, and also from the ATC information. So you have to set that QNH, and your altimeter will start reading the vertical displacement or height of the aircraft from the mean sea level, actual mean sea level. So now when you land at the airport, the altimeter will show you or will indicate the height of airport, or you can say elevation of the airport from the mean sea level. Suppose I am saying that so and so airport is at 750 feet above mean sea level. So when you will land, it will be showing 750 feet on landing over that particular airport. So that is QNH. Now we'll move on to the board and we'll check how it is done, and I have made explanation of whatever I have said right now. I have explained in that board also. So let's move on to the board and we'll see what is actually we are doing. So here you can see that I have made a kind of explanation. I have tried to explain the same thing in the board. You can see here that this red line is the current sea level. This red line is the current sea level. That means the sea level changes up and down from the mean sea level. So suppose I have taken this current sea level has gone down to the mean sea level. It is below mean sea level. So right now it is at this, but the pressure at the sea level will be constant. That is 1013.25 hectopascal. So you can, if you press or if you check the pressure at this point, you will get 1013.25 hectopascal. And this is the mean sea level. This is the mean sea level. The black line is the mean sea level. And from the mean sea level, the elevation of the airport is 750 feet. So now we will go to this aircraft, and this aircraft has selected, or you can say this aircraft is at QFE setting, and right now this altimeter is showing 0 feet. The altitude is 0 feet. This is pressure at aerodrome. That means it has selected the datum, or you can say from the point where you are taking reference, that reference or that datum is same, or you can say it is the same level which is it is standing. So pressure at the aerodrome has taken as datum. So now it is reading 0. So whatever the aircraft whatever height the aircraft reaches, it will tell you from the surface of the aerodrome. The vertical displacement will be given or provided in the altimeter from the reference of aerodrome. So it will read only, suppose if it is going 400 feet, it will read only 400 feet. Otherwise, if you see at mean sea level, so mean sea level is here, it is 750 plus, suppose if you more 50, suppose 50 feet more, so it will if I say 1013 at this airport, this if I have selected 1013.25, it will read 750 plus 50 feet if suppose the displacement or distance between these 2 points, mean sea level and current sea level, it is 50, so it will read 800 feet. But right now I don't want that thing. I want to know the aircraft altitude from the airport elevation, or you can say airport. So right now we are setting 0 here, that means the pressure at the aerodrome. We will set that datum in the altimeter. Now altimeter will give you reading of 0 feet. Now you will climb and you will climb to some level. Here I have written transition altitude. Here transition altitude I have given 4000 feet. This is the same altitude at which you have to switch over from your QFE settings to QNE settings. So here I am changing, as I am climbing, and if I reach 4000 feet, I have to change over to the standard pressure datum, that is 1013.25. So at this point I will change, and I will change from QFE to QNE, that is the pressure will change from 1013.25. So when we select 1013.25, the aircraft is said to be at QNE settings 1013.25, which is the pressure at the sea level. Sea level pressure will remain same, which is 1013.25. Now this aircraft will start reading the altitude of the, or you can say flight level of the aircraft from the sea level. So if you can see here, this red line is at flight level 50. You can see here flight level is 50. That means the transition altitude, actually it is 4000 feet from the airport, but if you see from the sea level, it is at flight level 50. That means this aircraft will start reading flight level 50. Instead of 4000 feet, when you set 1013.25, it will start reading 5000. That means you are at flight level 50. Now this aircraft will climb to your cruise flight level. Or why we are changing it to standard? Because the other aircraft which is flying in that airspace, which is also taking the reference of current sea level, so, or you can say which will be taking the reference of 1013.25, so there will be no contradiction of like that. The other aircraft is saying, and it is taking the pressure datum, it is taken from the 1013.25, which is the current sea level, or you can say sea level pressure, whereas my aircraft has taken the pressure datum of airport elevation. So in that case it will read 4000, whereas it is at flight level 50, but I forgot to change to QNE setting, which is to convert it to 1013.25. I forgot to change over, and this aircraft will say I am at 4000, that means flight level 540, whereas it is at flight level 50. The other aircraft which is actually maintaining flight level 50, so he will say okay, I am also at flight level 50. Now ATC will think that this aircraft, these both aircraft is at different flight level, whereas they are at same flight level, because they for one aircraft forgot to change from pressure QFE setting to QNE settings. So this is important, because as you change over to transition, or you can say as you reach transition altitude, you have to change over to QNE settings, so that the other aircraft will be also maintaining the same QNE setting, and your aircraft is also maintaining the QNE settings, so that the vertical separation will be monitored properly. Now you will maintain that thing through your entire flight. Now when you are coming back, now I have taken this another aircraft. This aircraft is at flight level, means it is maintaining some flight level. That means it is setting, the altimeter setting is set to be in QNE setting. Now this aircraft is coming down, and you know that transition level it is given, which is flight level 50. So at transition level we have to change flight level into feet, whereas in transition altitude we have to change the feet into flight level. So Now this aircraft is coming down to transition level, which is like flight level 50. So here it will change its pressure datum, which was 1013.25 to QNH. Suppose it is right now it is 1011. So that QNH will be selected here as pressure datum. Now when aircraft will land, it will reach airdrome elevation from mean sea level. This is the mean sea level, and this the airdrome pressure, or you can say this elevation will be displayed in this aircraft altimeter. So this is how your QFE, QNE and QNH works. So till now I have covered the main thing of QFE, QNE and QNH. If you want to know more about it, I will continue. I am still continuing to the next deeper version. And if you don't want to continue, you can stop this video. You can change over to any other thing. But if you want to know more about QFE, QNE, QNH, because I know after some time you will get to know, you will be having, right now you might be feeling that, oh God, my God, I have understood all the thing. I have cleared all the topic. But still there are few things which I am going to explain now. So if you are interested, then you can continue, otherwise you can leave the video. So now I will tell you about why we want this 750 feet to be on the altimeter of the aircraft which is landing, whereas we should be more focusing about the zero reading. If it reads 0, that is more good, because I want to I want to check my aircraft altitude or height from the surface of the airdrome. So it is better to read 0. But what happens? QFE setting, whatever the pressure is, suppose this is the current sea level, and as per this current sea level, I am experiencing at this sea level, I am experiencing 1013.25 hectopascal, and as we go higher, the pressure will decrease at some kind of rate, at some fixed rate it will decrease. So now I am at this point. So as per this height, suppose I am taking the difference between these two current sea level and mean sea level is 50 feet. So if this 50 feet is, that means the total elevation of the airdrome is right now, as per the current sea level, is 800 feet, because this 50 feet is there from the mean sea level. It has gone down, the sea level has gone down. So now 50 feet has to add it, and the rate of this thing, pressure decrement rate, will say that after 800 feet it should be around 1010. But you will experience the pressure at the airdrome is not 1010, it is 1009 or 1011. That is actually not correct as per the airport elevation, as per this rate of change of your pressure, which is the you can say there is a fixed decrement rate for the pressure. But here I am not getting that same pressure which I have calculated. Why? Because the temperature at the airdrome is not fixed, it changes, and because of that thing, the QFE, because of that thing, the pressure at that airdrome will change. It will not be depending upon this rate of change of pressure change. So you can say the rate of change is not applied here, and you will get some other pressure over that particular airport. So that is why, whereas if we take QNH, that is not happening with this QNH, because QFE is the pressure at the airdrome, QNE is the pressure at the sea level, whereas what is QNH? If I am getting that QNH is 1011 hectopascal. What do you mean by 1011? At what point 1011 pressure I am experiencing? I am not experiencing at the airport. I am not experiencing the same pressure at the sea level. This is the pressure you are actually experiencing at this point. This is the mean sea level point. So at this mean sea level, the pressure at mean sea level is 1011 as per the current scenario. as per the current sea level pressure, sea level is going up and down. So that because of that thing, this pressure 1011 is the pressure at the mean sea level. If the sea level is actually over that mean sea level position, if suppose current sea level and mean sea level is at this overlapping each other, then that means at that time the QNH will be 1013.25, because the pressure at mean sea level is same, because the level has come up and it is actually at the mean sea level point. So that time the pressure at the sea level will be same at mean sea level, and mean sea level pressure and sea level pressure will be same, and that time QNH will be 1013.25. Whereas in all other conditions where the pressure goes up, or you can say the sea level goes up and sea level goes down, in that case the pressure will also come up or increase from 1013, or it can decrease from 1013.25. Now, why we are tuning QNH at the time of landing? So while landing, all the obstructions, suppose there is one obstruction, there is a building. So height of the building in the aircraft database is given, or you can say height of the building is given from the mean sea level. The height of this building is, suppose from the airdrome it is suppose 900 feet. But because airdrome is also at 750 feet from the mean sea level, so in aircraft database it will show 950, 750 add करेंगे, it will be added over it and you will get 0, 5 and 1650. That means 1650 feet pe that obstruction is there. The terrain database is having information about this terrain, which says that this terrain is at 1650 from the mean sea level. Now QNH is the only setting which actually provides you the ultimate, or you can say provides you the altitude of the aircraft or the height of the aircraft from the mean sea level. Even the QNE also, it is not providing the height of the aircraft from the mean sea level, it is providing the height of the aircraft from the sea level. At sea level only we have 1013.25, which is universal truth, or you can say at any kind of situation you will get 1013.25 at sea level. Okay. So now we have only QNH, which is actually giving you the aircraft height from the mean sea level, and the same information is from the mean sea level information is only given in the terrain database, which is 1650 feet from the mean sea level. It says that this terrain is. So if we set QNH, so you will get a proper warning if you reach, or if you are going near to 1650, or you are going towards this terrain. Whereas it will not give any information, if any kind of warning, if you are above from this terrain. Whereas in the maximum situation nowadays, if you see in India, even at the takeoff also, the captains are setting QNH. It is not, they are not setting QFE, they are setting QNH. And why? Because suppose while takeoff also, if there is a information that at 1650 there is a terrain now, and there is also a terrain at 900 from mean sea level only. Again, the mean sea level, from mean sea level 900 feet from the mean sea level there is a terrain. So this is the second terrain. So from mean sea level. Whereas aircraft is setting the QNE, or you can say it is having the QFE settings, which reads 0 at the aircraft airport. So if this aircraft goes to a 900 feet from the airport elevation, if it is at 900 feet also, then also it will give the warning of this. Whereas this 900 terrain is actually from the mean sea level, whereas this is providing you the terrain at 900 feet, in which you are actually taking the reference of airport. You are 900 feet from the airport, not from the mean sea level. Whereas this is from the mean sea level. So 900 feet from the mean sea level there is a terrain. Whereas you have selected QFE settings, and at 900 feet it will start giving you a warning that there is a terrain. Whereas there is no terrain. So to overcome that thing, what captains are doing? Captains are selecting QNH from the departure itself, so that they will not get this kind of warning at the time of takeoff. So this is how this is done, and this is all the information about QFE, QNE and QNH. I know nobody is going to ask you what is QFE and what pressure you will actually get in QNE. Means if you are getting the QNH 1011, what do you mean by 1011? This pressure is actually where you are getting that pressure. So you are getting that pressure at mean sea level point. So mean sea level point पे you are getting this pressure, whereas QFE is providing you the pressure of airport and QNE is providing you the pressure of sea level. Whatever the sea level is, at that sea level you will get 1013.25. That is fixed. That remains fixed because at sea level you will get 1013.25 hectopascal. Whereas because the sea level varies from up down it goes. So as per that, this pressure at mean sea level point will vary, and that pressure is provided with the help of QNH. So that is why we have QNH here. So you know the definition now, QFE, QNE, QNH. You know where and what condition we have to set QFE, QNE and QNH, and you know why we are setting QNH, not QFE at the time of landing. Even if now you know this thing also, that even at takeoff, captains in India used to select Q and H, not QFE. That is also you can say standard operating procedure nowadays. Nowadays captains are selecting QNH instead of QFE. Yes, sometimes question comes that the QNH you are getting in from the ATS or from the ATC, that is not correct. That is going out of scale. That means it is somewhere there is a error in that, and that is not correct. So in that case, you can request for QFE, because QNH whatever they have provided is wrong. In that case, you can ask for QFE. There is a question in this part 1. I have seen that question in part 1 also, that the QNH is going out of altimeter, request for alternate. So alternate is what? That is QFE. For departure you have to select QFE only. So I guess this has cleared all your doubts, and if you still if in case something is missing, please let me know what is missing, and please comment down on the comment section what you want more to know about QFE, QNE and QNH. And also subscribe to my channel to get more and more information about aviation related topics, also for RTR. And yes, I want to tell this thing, I want to remind you again that why we are not taking QFE. We are not taking QFE at the time of landing because QFE is variable with the temperature, and temperature varies at the airport or near the surface, because of which we are not getting the QFE as per the rate of change of pressure. If you go higher, we are not getting that same pressure, we are getting another pressure at the airport. That is why we are not taking QFE at the time of landing. We could have taken QFE also. If I say that this terrain it has 900 feet from the airport elevation, so if we are setting after coming down to transition level, if we are going back to QFE settings, then it should be helpful also in that case. But because QFE is actually varying with temperature, so that is why we are not taking QFE for landing. Even for takeoff also we are not taking QFE, we are taking QNH. So I guess this information is enough to understand the QFE, QNE and QNH. And if you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. Till then, take care. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and bye bye. Fly high.